back to Fox 11 in a health alert this morning. Keeping your heart healthy during these pandemic shutdowns, it can be hard. A lot of us are just sitting at home. We're trying to be as active as possible, and there are ways to stay healthy during all of this. Dr. Ernst von Schwarz joining us this morning. He's a cardiologist down in Los Angeles. Good morning, sir. Thanks for joining us on Fox 11. And you got 5 tips on things that'll help us be a little healthier as we are stuck during these COVID-19 pandemic shutdowns.
Yeah, good morning, Joe. Thanks for having me on. Well, it's more than 5, but we can summarize quickly. The shutdown, the pandemic, all that weight gain during the lockdowns, as you know, plus the intent really to improve our overall fitness and our health and our heart health, prompt us, of course, to recommend exercise regimens. You know that the American Medical Association has what we call a steady state recommendation of 30 minutes a day, 5 times a week of what we call moderate intensity exercise. And that's a nice social thing. However, for the heart health, we recommend to basically do a varied exercise regimen, including what we call high intensity interval training. And what that means is basically we push ourselves very hard for a short period of time of maybe 20 seconds as high as we can to reach 80 to 90% of our target heart rate, followed by lower activity resting phases to come down with the target heart rate of 60%. So that done a couple of times for a total of 10-15 minutes is much more effective with regard to condition our heart and keep our blood vessels elastic. That's what we want, basically.
So 10 to 15 minutes is really all that you'll need a day to stay as healthy as possible, right?
I would do that twice a week, ideally 10-15 minutes, maybe one day a week, the moderate intensity walking type of exercise. Don't forget weight training. There's a recommendation 1 day a week we should do weight training less than 1 hour. There was a study published not long ago showing this can reduce the risk of stroke and heart attacks by 40 to 70%. Plus, I'm personally a big fan of yoga. Keep your mind calm, work on your soul, mind, and spirit, and your body, which also has benefits for your metabolism and your cardiovascular health.
And real quickly, we got about 30 seconds left. What about eating right? Obviously a big factor as well.
Big thing. For the high intensity interval training, it's recommended to do that after eating, not directly, but an hour before. And that you can have a carb-rich diet because you want to burn those carbs. So I wouldn't do that in an empty stomach, but have a carb-rich meal and then an hour later do your high intensity interval training.
Sounds good. Dr. Ernst von Schwarz, thanks so much for joining us this morning. He's a cardiologist out of Los Angeles. He's been on before, and he's got some great tips to keep us all healthy during the coronavirus pandemic. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.